Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? Today I want to talk to you about how to survive the holiday season when you've been a survivor of child abuse. And you're probably like, there's a lot of surviving going on. There is, and I think we always are, and every day is just an effort we make to survive a little bit longer. It is just the human capacity. If you're like me, growing up, the holidays for you were always a nightmare. You probably dreaded them and were constantly in a place of like, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to be a part of the holiday? Why do I have to see my family? Why do I have to show up? Why? And that was most of my experience growing up. Why is it that I always have to be in these situations that I don't want to be in? Most holidays are very volatile. People get drunk, adults get mad at each other, they get mad at you. We're invisible as children. There's so many, and the list goes on and on. I'm sure that you can relate. We are no longer children, and thus it is our responsibility to take up our agency and our capacity to take up space, to be seen, to be heard, or to not. This is the most amazing thing about being an adult that we often forget about, is that we don't have to do anything that we don't want to do. And especially when it comes to family, and especially when it comes to the holiday season. I will never forget the most insane Thanksgiving ever. There was a girl I had a huge crush on my 17th year, and I had her come over to the house, and I was really excited about it. And my mother, who, as many of you know who have listened to this and seen my videos before, knows that she was a drug addict and alcoholic, came barreling out of the bathroom, shit-faced drunk, and I'm standing there with this girl I have a huge crush on and witnessing her being mortified as my mother sits down at the kitchen table and then boom, face first, smashes right into the bowl of mashed potatoes. I wish that I could make this up, but it is so true. And for years after that, I was like, I don't want to go to Thanksgiving. I don't want to go to holidays. I don't want to be around my family. And I think we live in a society where people are often triggered, and that can mean a lot of different things. And that's not what this is about. This is more about, like, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with being around your family who might be overbearing, critical, crazy, triggering, whatever word that we want to use? And I think the first thing that we have to consider is, do we actually have to show up? There is no rule anywhere that I've ever read, that I've ever seen, that I've ever signed a contract for that says, oh yeah, it's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas, it's 4th of July, it's whatever holiday, you must be there. That is our agency. It is our choice and our decision whether or not we want to go and show up and be a part of family events. If you know that you are going to go to grandpa or grandma's house, uncle or aunt's house, or your own parents' home, your brother's, your sister, it doesn't matter who, and you know that on the backside of that, you are going to be miserable, you're going to be upset, you are going to be in a situation where you get home and you go, why did I go? Why am I here? Why am I part of this? Then I would tell you the first thing that you can do is just not show up. That's okay. And here's what happens. People go, I have to show up. They're my family. You don't have to do that. There are no rules that say that you have to do that. If your family is loving and supporting and you're going to have a good time and it's happy and it's a place of joy that you want to be, then yes, absolutely, please show up. Please go and be a part of community, be a part of family, be a part of support systems. But don't show up because you think that you have to. That's one of the worst things that happens in society right now, and especially in Western culture, and especially in America. Somehow it's embedded in us that we have to show up to family gatherings and events, when in reality we just don't. So the first thing you have to ask yourself is, do I really want to? The next thing that you have to ask yourself is, okay, if I am there, if I decide to show up, how do I manage being there? If you are in recovery, or if you are in a situation where people are getting drunk and you don't want to be around that, I don't think that if you show up, it's rude for you to excuse yourself. If you show up and everyone's drunk watching the football game and talking shit and doing all those things and you feel uncomfortable, excuse yourself, leave. Like, literally go somewhere where you feel like you have the capacity to continue to be on a journey of health.